Hello, everybody. I'm Craig Wolfley, and you are?
Tunch Ilkin.
And we are here with the good auspices of the good people at J&D Waterproof.
You know, you
come on, you got to go with the
auspices.
We won last week. We got to use the same stuff.
You know, so now you're superstitious.
Not superstitious, but just in case, maybe we should continue along.
What are you gonna do?
Don't want to jinx ourselves.
What are you gonna do? Throw salt over your left shoulder?
Isn't that the Turkish way?
Or in Turkish you go. You spit three times.
And then
you spit salt 3 times. Yeah,
right.
You don't even have to throw the salt. Just spit 3 times.
Got it.
It takes care of all that. Yeah.
That takes care of it. But what we've got to take care of is the fact that the Steelers are on a roll right now. And this game that just happened with the Baltimore Ravens, Steelers come out, big win, Chaluch 23-16. What were some of the highlights that you think of?
I think there are a number of plays that were highlights, Wolf. But I think what I loved best about that win was the way the Steelers set the tone, the way they imposed their will on the will of the Baltimore Ravens, who have the #1 defense in the National Football League. They're great at stopping the run. Steelers rushed for over 100 yards. They only gave up 1 sack to a team that leads the league in sacks with 27, and that was only a coverage sack, and it was done.
That was just to run out the clock. When Ben was running up.
So the way the Steelers' offensive line took control of that game, and the way James Conner ran, and the physicality, and you could see it. You were on the sidelines. You saw it better than I do, but you could see the body language of the Ravens that were saying, "Oh man, we are losing the battle of physicality."
When the Steelers played the Ravens the first time, there was 3 numbers that really kind of jumped out at me. 3, stats. Yes, okay. 9 for 19. James Conner rushed for 9 carries, 19 yards. All right. This time, 24 for 107.
Right.
Then the second thing was 2 for 12 on 3rd down. This time, the Steelers were 10 of 16 on 3rd down. And the third thing was the Ravens had probably 10 extra minutes of time of possession over the Steelers. Well, this time the Steelers offense turned it around and had about 12 minutes time of possession over the Ravens. I thought those things really spoke to the entire game. It was really about the Steelers came out, took the wind a little bit out of the sails of the Baltimore Ravens right away, and just did a nice job of grounding and pounding all game long.
Yeah, and then throwing the ball. And the other thing that I loved AB scoring the touchdown, Juju on that 4th and 2 on that great throw with the great pickup by James Conner on C.J. Mosley. But then let's flip it over on the defensive side of the ball. Joe Flacco had a big game at Heinz Field. And the words he uttered post-game was, that wasn't one of the most physical games that we've played against the Steelers.
Gadzooks, did you believe that? When I saw that, I said, Keith Butler, Joey Porter, you got to get that printed up and put over the locker room, over the lockers of each and every member of that front 7 on the defense, and say, you know what, fellas, they got 2 backup tackles in there. You got a bashed up guard. Both guards were actually hurt and nicked up. The fact is, you should dominate the line of scrimmage here,
and they did. They didn't. The only time they ran the ball well was when Lamar Jackson came in. And they ran that zone read, and they wrote zone read action on the counter trap, zone read action on the zone read, and then there were a couple plays where they ran the ball effectively. But Joe Flacco was hurried all day. He didn't have the same rhythm which you would expect at home.
Right.
And and one of the things we talked about, that Joe Flacco has finally become a West Coast quarterback, but for whatever reason, they didn't produce, and the reason is the Steelers secondary. They played it a lot tighter. Joe Hayden was terrific. Cody Sensabaugh was terrific. Sean Davis was terrific.
Led the team in tackles.
Yeah.
Let me throw this out real quick. John Brown, 4.3 speedster for the Ravens. He came out and he had 3 catches for 116 yards in the first game, including a 71-yarder.
Right.
Joe Hayden got on him. This past game, he had 3 catches for 17 yards.
Right, a little different than 100.
Almost 100 yards. Even my math skills.
Yeah, right.
No, that's a lot. But certainly I would say that the defense came up big. The offense came up big. how I can only tell you this. I'm standing on the sidelines at the one point. Ben's running for the first down marker, and right over his shoulder, I can see, looking it over, I see Zadarius Smith chasing him down. All right,
and you got scared.
I did. I'm thinking in my mind, run, Ben, run. You know,
don't look back.
Don't look back. Don't look back. Zadarius got him, took him down, and I'm telling you, everybody on that sideline, everybody went, because you didn't know whether Ben bashed his head off the ground. You don't know whether he knocked the air out of himself on landing the ball, or he jacked his elbow and shoulder and clavicle, all that thing. But it set the stage for one of the most incredible moments when you saw Josh Dobbs come in on a 2nd and 20 after Al Villanueva got a holding call. They're backed up on their own 5-yard line in the shade of their own goal line. Chaluch, what happens?
Well, he throws a laser to Juju Smith for and on the air. I said, okay, this is a good time for a quarterback draw.
We're thinking
that.
Right,
and two things stuck out at me about the call and about the throw. Number one, the confidence that Randy Fiedner and Mike Tomlin have in Joshua Dobbs. Number two, the aggressive nature of the way they call the game. There is no looking back. There is no fear. Let's just make the plays. And then you and I have watched Joshua Dobbs develop.
And C would be that the confidence in the offensive line not to get a holding call.
Right. You know, that's what you were worried about.
Oh, that was very worried about.
Holding in the end zone is a safety.
Don't want that.
You know, and the other thing that when Ben was running, I thought that was a good coaching tip by you. Don't look back.
Don't look back. You don't know what's gaining on that.
So, you know, the development of Joshua Dobbs has been really fun to watch.
Yes.
Because, you know, Ben doesn't take any reps in practice on Wednesday, which has helped the acceleration of the development of Joshua Dobbs.
No question about it. Well, that's a wrap for that game. That's a wrap for us, and hope that's a wrap for you. From the good people and the auspices of J&D Waterproof. That's a big word for me. Big word.
Okay. You love those big words.
Love. Tunch and Wolf. Catch you next time.
So long, everybody.